What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to 3 Star Draw. I am down south of 77, and this is an adult collector channel where we talk about G.I. Joe and G.I. Joe related things, specifically G.I. Joe Classified, and every now and then we'll take a look at some other toys and some other toy lines, do some topics, things like that, the usual. Today we're going to be taking a look at the final figure that I need to round out the class of March 2024. Got the rest of those guys in last week. I've done videos on them. I hope you have watched those. If not, please go do so. And of course, I had the Action Soldier and I've had the Action Sailor. I don't really include them as part of this wave, even though they kind of were released at the same time. We're supposed to be looking at those guys through kind of a separate lens, and I'm definitely looking at them through a separate lens. You better believe I'm looking at those guys through a whole separate set of glasses with googly eyes. Anyway, back to Quick Kick. Number 116 is who we're going to be taking a look at today. If you've watched the other videos, you know that I have not been super excited to get this guy. I was a pretty big Quick Kick fan when he first come out, when he was first released, and over time my affinity for him has kind of waned. I don't know. He doesn't have a place in my G.I. Joe, really. Now, when I was a kid, he was all the rage because we had Storm Shadow, and he was also a class of 1985, which is, in my opinion, the best wave of figures in G.I. Joe. It's my opinion. 85 just slightly better than 84 for me. But he was part of that stellar group and that wave of 85. We got Snake Eyes V2 with Timber, who they did start going more full ninja with. So what did we just have? We had Karate Kid. So they kind of made him in the homage of what we were seeing in Karate Kid. And we had Snake Eyes as a ninja. And then we have Quick Kick as a karate guy. Now, Quick Kick's file card reads like he is some kind of ultimate just super stealthy, like he could beat anybody in a fight, he can sneak into anywhere, and we did not get that with the cartoon, didn't we? He is one of the figures who the cartoon kind of killed the character for me, and I still played with him. I'll show my Quick Kick. I have what's left of him over here. He did get some playtime, but I think in the like my later Joe battles as a kid, it was because he was getting shot and thrown off a cliff or something. I've heard really good things about this figure, so I am glad to have him in my collection because I was not super excited about Big Boa. I wasn't going to order either one of these guys at first, and I'm really glad I got Big Boa, so I hope I'm really glad that I got Quick Kick as well. So we're going to go ahead and get him out and take a look at MacArthur S. Ito. Yes, that's his file card name. Quick Kick is actually better. All right, I did finally break down and buy a new ring light. I've actually bought 2 new ring lights, and I hated the first one I bought, and I don't really like this one either, but maybe at least it won't short out and change color while I'm trying to do a video. So we're going to go ahead and pop out Mr. Kick. That's like Short Round. It's like Mr. Round. This is, I'm going to call him Mr. Kick. It's a whole lot better than MacArthur. So we'll go ahead and throw that back in now. Now, as you know, I like to take a look at him right there before we pop him out in the tray. He comes with a lot of stuff. I do have to hand it to him for that. He comes with quite a bit of stuff. We got that extra head sculpt that really doesn't look all that different. He's got 2 swords that have a name I can't think of, and 2 sets of nunchucks that actually look pretty good. Backpack, extra hands. He's got the in motion ninja star, and What's that? What's that thing right there? We're going to take a look at that. So I'm going to go ahead and pop him out and get his stuff out, and we'll check him out. And I'm going to pause it real quick so we don't have to hear a bunch of that. I'm not going to put you guys through that. So let's get him out. Yes, I did. I went there. Man, I like to never got that guy out of the package. And I actually ninja chopped myself because I was popping one of these hands out, one of the chop hands out, and popped out of the package and hit me in the forehead. So I'm going to go ahead and look at the accessories first like I like. We do have for each side, we do have ninja chop hands. He's got one for the left and for the right of the theater. Every time I hear that together, that's what I think. And then he also has a fist hand, balled fist hand for each side. They do have the joint in there to, the flex joint in there at the wrist. So he has his nunchucks that I want to talk about for just a minute, because if you're going to do nunchucks, do them like this. Now, they're not actual metal, but at least these do actually look like metal. They are a very nice looking set of chucks as far as what we're going to get from Hasbro. Nice detailing on the chain. It does have silver there on the chain and on the tips. Much better than this pair that I have behind me, but hey, they were my brothers, and keep them hanging up downstairs. And then he does have the two very nice looking swords. Paint apps on those. The hilt is nice brownish color. The end of the hilts do have a little bit of sculpting there. Looks like they're and forged is not the word. Fashioned. I don't know. I can't think of what I'm saying there. They do have little splits in them. Are they supposed to be snake heads? They kind of look like maybe they're supposed to be snake heads or lions. Are they lions? I don't know. You might be able to tell by the time the video's done. I can't really tell. Looks like something with open mouth. I don't know. Either way, they look really good. They are not too bent. They're actually both pretty straight. Amazing anything comes out of that plastic shell straight. But these actually are, as are the chucks. Does have the backpack here that the swords peg into. It's red. Looks like it's going to match him. He does have the throwing. I like this. This is a cool effect. This is something new that they've done in Classified for us. It's a throwing effect like the ninja stars in motion. Really does look like they would draw it in the comic. Silver here for the part of it that is actually in motion. And it is it's translucent there a little bit. Well, I like my translucent blue. Then he comes with this thing. Let's take a look at this right here. What exactly is this? Fudgies. That's right. The Fudgy Bar. This is actually the main reason I wanted this figure, was for the Fudgy Bar. This is worth the purchase. If you watched the cartoon and maybe you didn't care for the characterization of Quick Kick in the cartoon, the Fudgy Bar is worth the price of admission for me. Very nicely done. I wish they would put paint apps on some of the weapons like we have on the Fudgy Bar. Brown wrapper, sculpted where it's peeled open. Does have foil all the way around it. It kind of looks like maybe a Mr. Goodbar is what it reminds me of. Like kind of like a packaging of a Kit Kat, but the texture of Mr. Goodbar. This looks like chocolate. It looks like you could actually take a bite out of this, and I may try it. I don't know. So let's look at the man in the hour here. Got his extra head sculpt. I wanted to see the difference of those before I showed that off. There's not a heck of a lot of difference in these heads. The hair is a little more overbrushed over to the right where it's in motion. I don't even really see much of a difference there. The alternate head, the lips look a little like pursed, like he's getting ready to say something, like in a Humphrey Bogart voice. He's getting ready to say "sweetheart."
Say what?
I'm gonna hear that the rest of the night now. But the paint on the headband, it looks good, but it's the same. It's basically the same head. Like I don't know if I could look at this quickly and tell which is the alternate head and which is the head that comes on him. So it's really just to make the hair and the back of the headband appear in motion, and even that is pretty much the same. It's just the side of the hair is swept out here. This, I'm glad to get it as something different and something extra, but that's a waste of an extra head sculpt to me. I'm glad to have it. I mean, you know, I ain't gonna complain about it too much, but there's not really much difference in it. So just taking a look at him, he does look good. Yeah, this dude definitely works out. That's for sure. Look at that, man. Got abs for days. 4 days. Oh, look at that great cheese on this dude's abs. We got his sash there. I don't know if that's actually called a sash, but like he's going to a maybe a bachelorette party. I don't know if he shows up at a bachelorette party dressed like that. He's probably the entertainment, isn't he? But those look good. Nice silver tucked in there. They are textured, like you can actually feel the points on them. At least on that, yeah, on all three, you can actually feel the points. They look very nice. In the back, and just see this is just a simple red back of the sash. Got some sculpting there, so that's nice. It's just not like a plain strap. It actually does look like it has some like stitching there and maybe some rivets. That would have been cool if they'd have hit that with silver, but they probably blew the money on that pursed lip sculpt. It's got the back there where you can tuck his chucks in. He's wearing the Rex Kwon Do pants. Got some pattern there. Nice looking app on it. I don't know. That kind of reminds me a little bit of Snake Supreme Cobra Commander's chest. Of course, it's nowhere near as intricate. Goes up into the waist piece. Not a whole heck of a lot to him far as that stuff goes. He does have. Let's see. He's got. That looks like that would move a whole lot more in that butterfly. Like, he seems like he should have a whole lot more range of motion than he does. These butterflies aren't. You get a little more going out there. I don't know. Get more going in than out with him. But they're functional. He's got double pinned or double jointed pinless elbows. Broke pretty loose. Bicep swivel there. This figure feels good. He is a good feeling figure. He feels solid. Don't have any looseness there. He's gonna be good for posing. So again, as with Big Boa, he does have some nipples there. So if you're into that, take a look. He does have the foot articulation, pretty decent sculpting on the feet. It looks like you can actually see like veins in the feet, or that ripple effect there. That actually looks like veins in the feet to me. So he's a martial artist, karate guy, so I'm going to see how he stands. And this is what everybody's doing with him. Getting him up like that. I haven't been doing that in my reviews lately. I like to see how quick I can get them on one foot, and some of them I just like it's hopeless. So I'm gonna fool around with it a little bit. Not gonna put a whole ton of effort in it. That's how I see most people are doing their pictures with him. This is a foam backboard that I have down on this table, so it is a little harder to get them onto one foot because you're pressing down. Just getting his weight balance there. I know you can do it. I've seen it. Shockwave, I think, was the quickest one that I've gotten on one foot. Well, okay, I'm through fooling with that. I know it can be done, and all those joints are still stiff, so I'm not gonna spend a bunch of time trying to do that. I will do it. Let's go ahead and put some swords in his hand. Check those out. Got him with this swords. They are good. You get some nice reflection off of them. These swords do look very nice. Get him there. Let's throw his backpack on. He does not have the hole in the back of the sash there for this to peg through, which I'm kind of glad for, actually, because most of the time that hinders them, stops the backpack from going in. I don't like the way these backpacks sit on classified characters. I've talked about it a lot. I take a lot of them off. And of course, when you put that on there, it kind of throws the weight on him off. He's pretty intimidating. Not as intimidating as Big Boa, but that does hold that sash pretty tight. So you may have to work it around. It moves, so just sets up, rides a little higher on his neck with the backpack on. So we got those in there. Look pretty good, and those just slide right on in there. That's what she said. Looks like they can port in either way. Yeah, they can go in either way. Some of these accessories that we've seen before, they're supposed to go in a certain way. I'm not sure how that's going to work with those going in with his nunchucks. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. That was Quick Kick's big thing, was his nunchucks. They go in there pretty easily. They look way better than Nunchuck's nunchuck. You would think the guy named Nunchuck would have the better looking nunchucks, but you would be wrong if you thought that. I sure was. That's why he hasn't moved from my shelf like most of the other figures do once in a while. He hasn't moved except when wolf spiders fallen and knocked him over. I wish they could come up with some kind of spinning effect for the nunchucks like that, but as they are, just the paint apps being on them does make a lot of difference with these nunchucks. We saw him wield dual nunchucks quite a bit. You can be able to bend those, and you could probably throw some heat on there and get them to bend a certain way. This is a pretty flimsy plastic there, so you're going to want them like they're spinning the same direction maybe. So nunchucks just don't look right like that, do they? Not to me. They look better if you're going to pose them with two, like he's doing some kind of fancy, flipping them around with his hands. So let's look at what they look like in his hands. I don't know about this belt, though. Let's see about getting them in this belt. Let's see how that works out for me. They are really, really flimsy. This may be the same belt Nunchuck comes with. I didn't even look. Probably is. But they seem like they go in better than his. So they look good in there. You do have to bend them a bit and kind of finagle them in there. Kind of sweet talk them a little bit. And go to your home. You are too good for your home? So there we go. Not too much effort to get those in there. They look good back there. And he's got the range of motion to reach back there like he's getting ready to pull one out. You got that trigger finger on him like that, like he's getting ready to pop one out by the chains and get ready to go to town or putting a whooping on somebody. And yep, these are all closed hands. So we're going to do, looks like he could probably pull a ninja star from either side, but it's going to be easier coming out of his right, it looks like. We'll probably do that way. Idea of what he looks like throwing one. Guess it'd be, yeah, it'd probably be oriented that way, wouldn't it? Yeah, probably be like that. So, the throwing effect there, that looks pretty cool. This is a nice inclusion. If you've got him posed, like maybe with a sword and slinging a ninja star. Let's see. Let's go ahead and pop the other head on him. Come off easy. Went on easy. Didn't get as much of a pop as I like when I do that. But either way, so yeah, there just isn't enough difference in these for me. It doesn't really make a difference which one you have on him. But just an idea of what he looks like with it on him. There's the alternate head. He does come with karate chop hands, as I mentioned. We got the left. Let's see how easy these are. Well, ooh, that one's on there pretty good. Try to do it without having to heat them up. There we go. He looks good with these karate chop hands on there. Let's do a fist on this side. Taking them off camera because I don't want to knock the ring light in the camera off. I don't like taking them off camera for anything when I do these, but I don't like having to cuss and pause and pick everything up and recenter it either. That's pretty nice, man. I gotta say, I'm kind of impressed with him. So this is starting to sound a lot like Big Boa. They're taking classifieds, getting me, man. They're taking these figures I don't even really like and making them the better figures in the line. What's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with that? All right, so I'm going to leave a karate chop on the left and pull the fist back off of the right. Get that back on there. I really do like these karate chop hands. These are nice. You can get this dude into some pretty sweet poses, I would imagine. I'm still working on trying to get him on one leg. I'll do it. But, I've seen people that have Storm Shadow balanced where he's damn near like that. I haven't done it. My Storm Shadow figure's not the easiest in the world to work with. So I've got him in like a meditation pose. But I really didn't put a lot of effort into doing this, and I'm not going to right now. I'm just trying to show him off. So we got this hand back on him, so let's take a look at the fudgy bar. So he doesn't really sound like he likes fudgies though, does it? It's Bazooka that likes the fudgy, so I'm really excited for Alpine to have these three together, especially Bazooka and Alpine, but those three together, Quick Kick, Bazooka, and Alpine. Just taking a bite of the fudgy bar, getting ready to give you the fudgy business. What do you think about those fudgy bars, QK? I laugh every time I hear it. Every time I had to pull it out and stick it in there for you guys. So what do you guys think about Quick Kick, man? I gotta say he's a good figure. I'm glad I like him. I don't buy figures to not like. I am at a point where I've got to start cherry picking some stuff, and I'm going to be starting with the 60th anniversary and the retros, and I put those in backwards apparently. Those are some of the ones that I'm going to have to start with on cherry picking, and he and Big Boa were going to be some of those, and I'm glad that I bought both of those guys. Big Boa is, at this point, probably my figure of the year so far. I know it's early, and Quick Kick's not far behind him. He's I don't know if I like him more than Airborne, but I liked Airborne a lot better as a character. I've actually got Airborne right here. I hadn't put him on the shelf yet. So freeze, hand over the fudgy. Airborne's a dope figure. This whole wave has been very nice. Actually, the worst figure in this wave, as much as I hate to say it, probably is Techno Viper, and that's the one. Him and Airborne were the two I was looking forward to the most, and that is only because his waist is loose on Techno Viper. If it weren't for that, he would be next to perfect. Quick Kick is pretty good, man. I'm still going to have to play around with this or get him off of this foam to get him on one foot. But all the joints feel good. Drop down hips are tight as they're supposed to be. So what do you guys think? Did you pick Quick Kick up? I got to rate him, don't I? I never thought I would put Quick Kick this high, especially when I first saw the name reveal. But you guys, I'm going to give Quick Kick, he's a 4.25. I think that's what I gave Airborne. I'm gonna give Quick Kick 4, and actually, you know what? I'm gonna give Quick Kick 4.5 yeehaws. I can't let my bias on the character and the cartoon interpretation of the character bog this down. Airborne didn't score that high because Airborne kind of had janky accessories. He doesn't have janky accessories. He has accessories that are perfect for his character, and they threw in the fudgy of all things and did an awesome cartoon throwback to that episode on the box art. I like to do these on how does it translate to the character that we want, the figure that we want. Does it convey what you need out of a Quick Kick figure? I'd say, yeah, it does all of that perfectly. Do you need him in your collection? That one is really going to be up to you. I mean, he's a named character. He's not a troop builder. He is kind of a silly character, but he has a following. If you like just good figures and figures you're going to be able to get into some good poses and some good action shots, he's going to be good for photography, same as Big Boa is. I'd say, yeah, pick him up. And this is somebody that was going to skip this guy. So that's my review on G.I. Joe Classified number 116. MacArthur Ito. I think it's Ito. Yeah, Ito. I had to go back and double check. Quick Kick. Guys, if you like this review, if you like what I'm doing, I appreciate you hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe. Share me a little bit, get me in that algorithm, and I will see you next time on 3-Star Draw.
Frozen fudgies, what a treat. Lots of chocolate, really sweet. Full of taffy, raisin, and nuts. They'll melt in your mouth and turn to lead in your guts.